Hey, welcome to a new video. One day, a girl's brother had to watch his little sister all alone in a new house that the family had moved into earlier that week. At one point, the 5-year-old girl made a disturbing comment. The boy pulled out his phone and began filming his sister, who told him that her doll disappears when they play hide and seek. To see what happens to the doll, the boy decides to hide. This is when the unexpected twist occurs, as the family dog suddenly jumps out playfully. Although the rest of the night seemed uneventful at first, something later happened that deeply disturbed the boy. When he put his 5-year-old sister to bed, he suddenly noticed the peculiar behavior of the dog toward the doll. The dog fixated on the doll from a distance, but nothing else happened, and so he decided to go to bed. However, while resting in a nearby room, the boy was suddenly awakened by a faint noise coming from the living room, the same area where the doll was last seen. Reacting quickly, he began filming and aimed the camera at the doll. At first glance, the doll seemed to be in the same position as before, but upon closer inspection, the doll began making head movements and eye contact before toppling over.
Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video.
In December 2018, a family in Florida received an unexpected visitor when a bear was caught on camera ringing their doorbell and wreaking havoc with their Christmas decorations. The incident, captured by a Ring security camera, took place at a residence in Naples, Florida. The video footage shows the curious bear approaching the porch of the house, where it begins to sniff around and knock over various decorations, chewing on them. The bear then presses its nose against the doorbell, prompting the family to speak to it via the speaker and trying to shoo it away. Surprisingly, it complied, leaving minimal damage behind, except for a snowman decoration that lost its head. In another incident captured on a doorbell camera in October 2023, 3 bears made a playful appearance at a home in San Bernardino County. The Ring doorbell system captured the bears walking up to the porch in Yucaipa. One of the bears, displaying a curious demeanor, approached the doorbell and engaged in a series of playful actions, including sniffing, scratching, and licking the doorbell camera. Despite their mischievous behavior, the bears eventually retreated.
The next TikToker says that he's seen strange things happening in his basement on a regular basis. He decided to use some sage to cleanse his house of ghosts and other negative energy. When he walked to the basement, he saw a mysterious figure in the dark, who then disappeared. I hope for the man's sake that this was the last time, and that he has now chased the spirit away.
In this video, we see a large Great Dane walking around the kitchen. At one point, a light source seems to fly by. This does not go unnoticed. The dog is even a little surprised by it, and he doesn't know what he just saw. The dog ends up trying to search for the mysterious thing throughout the house, but this is not the only thing that happens in this video. About a minute later, a car drives by with bright headlights. If you look closely, you can see a shadowy figure walking from left to right. Whether you believe in supernatural events or not, the shadowy figure combined with the dog's behavior is quite creepy. On May 16, 2023, during J-Rob's livestream, an inexplicable moment unfolded, sending chills down the spines of everyone involved. The boys were deeply engaged in a discussion about basketball when their conversation was abruptly interrupted. In the background, we can see a ghostly intruder, and what makes this encounter convincing are the genuine reactions of those present. A striking moment occurred when the boy, seemingly startled, instinctively looked both ways after the entity passed behind him. It was as if he could feel the presence of someone walking behind him, even though he couldn't see them. His reaction, captured on the livestream, clearly shows his surprise and the unmistakable sensation he experienced during this encounter. Moreover, this was the first time he had experienced something paranormal, making his reaction all the more authentic and compelling. Capturing such an event on camera suggests that the entity in question possesses a powerful and strong energy.
The Myrtles Plantation is a historic house in Louisiana and is considered one of the most haunted places in America. A reporter named Vanessa Bolano did live coverage in the house for the ABC News. Later, when she looked back at the footage, she saw something strange flying by in the background. It looks like a whitish ball of light. The scary thing about this is that as soon as she talks about the 12 ghosts allegedly observed on the lower floor of the house, a ball of light appears. It could be possible that the footage was edited, but given the reputation of the house and the area, it's quite possible that it was a paranormal sighting.
This next doorbell camera captured a clown with a knife attempting to break into a house. The homeowner recounted that when this happened, it sent shivers down her spine. It unfolded on October 9, 2016, as the sinister clown lurked around the property, brandishing a menacing knife. With an orange wig and dressed in traditional clown attire, the intruder first targets the front door before calmly proceeding to the back of the house. As it traverses the perimeter, the clown maneuvers through the black gate, aiming for the glass door at the rear of the residence. Despite its inability to gain entry, it peers through the windows while brazenly wielding the knife. The homeowner, upon viewing the footage, was left shocked. Unfortunately, we don't know what happened next, but let's hope the clown eventually decided to leave and a potential catastrophe was nearly avoided. Tesla has sensors and other technology that allows them to detect everything around the car. For example, they can detect objects or pedestrians and animals, but apparently the system works so well that it can also detect ghosts in cemeteries at night. In this next TikTok video, a person even went to visit a cemetery in broad daylight, and again, things were picked up on camera. Pretty creepy, don't you think? In Canterbury, Kent, UK, a pub owner found himself gripped with fear when his security footage revealed inexplicable phenomena. The terrifying recordings captured a series of eerie events, including furniture such as chairs, bar stools, doors, and even an umbrella moving around the pub. These spine-chilling scenes caught by the security cameras send shivers down the spines of viewers. While people sat in the pub, they witnessed glasses flying off shelves and lights mysteriously flickering on and off. The disturbing events have convinced both the staff and regulars that the pub is haunted. Reports from the pub staff include sightings of shadows passing through doors and lights suddenly flashing on with no apparent cause. To shed light on the paranormal activities plaguing the pub, the owner compiled this footage, covering a period of 2 months. The video serves as a chilling testimony to the unexplained events that can occur within the walls of a pub. Would you dare go to this pub? Let me know in the comments. The next video is from 2012, and we see several people getting into an elevator. As soon as they press the button to go to another floor, they suddenly hear a crackling sound. Just after the floor underneath them seems to disappear, and everyone who just got into the elevator scares themselves to death. Luckily, it wasn't a broken elevator, but just a prank by LG to promote their new televisions. The slogan she used for it was literally, "So real it's scary," so the company installed some new monitors in the elevator floor to scare the people. So it's not so much a scary video, but I think you would find it scary if it happened to you. The video also has more than 50 million views for a reason, and to this day, LG is very good at advertising their new products. A man with a long history of arrests faced new charges in 2021 after attempting to break into a woman's apartment. As we can see on the doorbell camera, he chased after a woman only to be thwarted when she slammed the door in his face. The 41-year-old man was arrested and charged with burglary following this incident. According to the head of detectives for the NYPD, the man has been arrested a whopping 37 times in the past. The failed break-in attempt was captured on the woman's doorbell camera, leading to the identification of the man. The woman later recounted that it was an incredibly scary moment, and that she managed to shut the door just in time before he could enter. Fortunately, she remained unharmed during the incident. Reflecting on the incident, she mentioned noticing 2 suspicious individuals outside her building, one of whom approached her shortly after. However, she expressed her gratitude for securing the upper door, preventing the intruder from gaining access. Could you imagine if this had happened to you? Pretty scary, huh? A man was driving one day when he saw something in the sky and decided to stop the car for a moment. As you can see, there are strange aliens flying in the sky, which looks pretty terrifying. Some people compared it to Dementor creatures from Harry Potter. Other people say that they're probably birds. What are these flying creatures? If you know, let me know in the comments. A boy named Nick has a Russian YouTube channel and usually uploads creepy abandoned places. In one of the videos, he goes with some friends to explore a large, narrow cave. Some sections are so narrow that he has to take off his backpack. While his friends walk ahead of him, he gets a little behind and is now on his own. At one point, he calls out to his friends, but gets no answer.
Ребята! Ребят! Там голоса.
At this point, he realizes that he's been left alone. Despite being alone, he decides to continue crawling through the cave. In some places, there's even bats. As if this wasn't scary enough, strange things suddenly start happening. His camera suddenly starts acting strange, and a little later, when he tries to climb further up, it seems as if something or someone is throwing rocks down.
Ребят!
A minute or two later, his light goes on and off, and he suddenly hears strange noises in the cave.
Возвращаться побыстрее назад.
Now he starts to find it a little creepy and decides to go back to where he came from. When he gets to his backpack, he sees that his stuff has been snooped through. As he's checking his backpack, he notices in the background that there's two eyes watching him. Nick claims he didn't notice that at the time, but only later when he was home and looking back at the footage. I wonder what it could have been. Everyone's probably had a moment where they were scared, thinking something paranormal was present in their room. The mother in the video had her little girl come to her, telling her that she was scared of movement in the room. The girl was playing in a room that functioned as a sewing room, with a machine and several mannequins around. The mannequins were the problem because, although they appeared still, they seemed to be possessed and were giving off a paranormal energy. Encouraged by her daughter, the mother went to the closet to explore further. Inside the closet was another mannequin, and a quick glance revealed nothing overly alarming. It's when the mother walks away that the open closet door and the energy of the mannequins somehow change. It then moves, sways back and forth, and violently topples over, breaking into several pieces.
On February 28, 2018, a camera from Fox 6 news station captures something bizarre in the sky above the city of Milwaukee in the United States. The news team noticed a group of unusual lights with strange movements that move through the air. One of their news presenters sees this and says,
"Are those fireworks? Aliens? I don't know."
After the footage was uploaded to the internet, it attracted a lot of attention from people who believe in aliens. Some theories believe that these were extraterrestrial spacecrafts, while Fox 6's story says they were probably seagulls. I don't think that seagulls give light and move quickly through the air in such a way. To this day, it still remains a mystery of what exactly this was.
In the heart of California's wildfire inferno in 2019, the Zavala family faced a terrifying ordeal as a raging inferno threatened to engulf their home in San Bernardino. Fueled by fierce winds and with an alarming speed of nearly 62 miles per hour, the fire approached Marcy and Henry and their 4 deeply sleeping children. In the deep of the night, they were unaware of the danger, but fortunately, a real superhero emerged from the darkness. Captured on a doorbell camera, neighbor Paul Peterson, dressed in a Superman shirt, sprang into action, risking his life to warn the Zavalas. With unmatched courage, Paul pounded on their door, shouting at the top of his lungs. The doorbell camera recorded his heroic efforts as he made sure the Zavala family heeded his warning. Marcy was deeply touched by Paul's selfless act and hailed him as their own Superman, acknowledging that his timely interventions saved their lives. As the flames ravaged the neighborhood, consuming 18 homes and leaving 6 in ruins, the Zavala family escaped unharmed.
These men are walking past an empty train at 3 a.m. on a deserted platform. It's unclear why they're there, but the story goes that people say the old abandoned train is haunted. At one point, they walk past the train, and if you look closely, you see a creepy face in one of the windows. Did you see it? I'll play it in slow motion for you. Did you see it now?
After a devastating house fire in South Africa, someone arrived with a camera to document the damage for insurance purposes. While taking photos and videos from different angles, something peculiar caught their attention. The video revealed a vague, translucent figure with a vaguely human shape, seemingly unaffected by the movements of the videographer. There were only 2 people present in the apartment, and neither noticed anything unusual at the time. However, upon reviewing the video, intriguing details emerged. At one point, a woman can be seen wearing a long dress, walking right to left, disappearing through the kitchen doorway. When they reviewed the footage, they were shocked. In the same video, a misty figure can also be seen moving across the counter. The person filming said they hadn't noticed anything unusual at the time. As the video progresses, the misty figure in the kitchen takes on a different quality, resembling ectoplasm more than a fully formed human entity. It's possible that the apparition didn't have the energy to manifest into a full human form.
The next event is a series of videos uploaded by Jeff Richards. Jeff has a neighbor who, according to him, is behaving very strangely. So he decided to hang up a security camera, and what he captured is quite disturbing. His neighbor walks around at night at about 2 o'clock, and with a flashlight in his hand, and even looks into Jeff's garden. Of course, he could have lost something, but the strange thing about this is that the neighbor does it several times, for months. In this video, we see the neighbor looking over the fence again, and just after that, he notices the security camera and smiles at it. It's also strange that he regularly walks to the same place, as if he's buried something there. Jeff says he's reported his neighbor, but they don't do anything about it. What do you think this neighbor's up to? Let me know in the comments.
On this doorbell camera, we witnessed the chaos of a raging wildfire threatening a home in Canyon County, California in 2019. The Ibarra family found themselves in a desperate situation, needing to evacuate quickly.
Their Ring doorbell camera captured the dramatic footage of Becky Ibarra and her 2 children hurriedly loading their belongings into their SUV, as the menacing flames loomed closer in the background. In the video, the family maintains a calm demeanor as they swiftly organize evacuation efforts, ensuring their safety. As the flames intensified, a man ran to them, urging them to evacuate faster. With their essential belongings loaded into the vehicle, they couldn't leave because their neighbor's dog was missing. They ended up driving around and eventually found and rescued the dog. They then navigated to safety, seeking refuge in a nearby hotel. Meanwhile, her husband, Ben, rushed anxiously home from work upon hearing the news of the fire, only to discover he couldn't enter the neighborhood. Fortunately, their home remained unharmed by the sea of flames. However, the same fire destroyed 49 buildings and spread over more than 40 square miles.
At first glance, you might mistake this little figure for a child, but as it turns out, it might as well be the scariest doll you've ever seen. The person filming is startled and quickly rushes out of the house and into his car. But this is not the end of the video, because just look in the rearview mirror of his car and you'll see something terrifying in the back seat. This video was uploaded by a user named Garments1. He's filming a graveyard, and at one point, he sees a face emerge from the corner of the building. When he saw this, he immediately ran towards it, but the ghost disappeared in a mysterious way and was nowhere to be seen. In my opinion, it doesn't look like the video was edited, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was a ghost. This chilling video was captured on an old mobile phone while 2 boys were playing with a ball in the yard. To their horror, they noticed a face looking out of the window of a locked room. Intrigued by the paranormal phenomenon, they decided to investigate the room, but there was no trace of anyone inside. The room was also marked as out of use. Regardless of its authenticity, it has a disturbing quality, and according to some people, it resembles a real ghost. The face and eyes, although faint, have a penetrating and menacing fear. The movements are far from human, and it seems as if the figure is aware that it's being watched and slowly retreats. Some speculate that this footage could be the evidence of a djinn, an invisible being capable of taking any form. At one point, the camera glitches, adding to the mystery, and the ghost's movements only reinforce the idea that it may not be from our world.
In 2014, a bear or humanoid creature was spotted in a residential neighborhood in New Jersey, USA. It looks like it's sniffing around a bit, but the weirdest thing is that it walks on 2 legs, just like a normal human being. Experts who have looked at the footage have ruled out that it wasn't someone in a bear suit. But in the end, it would be a bear that had an injury on his arms and had to walk on his hind legs. There was another similar event in the state of Michigan. A couple of forest rangers had set up a camera to watch a nest of baby birds grow up. In the live stream, they found a huge creature walking upright in the background of the forest. In my opinion, this is not a bear. So what could it be? There's people who believe this is a person in a monkey suit, but this has never been proven. There's also people who believe that this is an observation of Bigfoot, a human-like monkey that can walk upright. There's also been numerous sightings of Bigfoot in this area, so it might be possible. What do you think?
3 separate incidents of wandering mountain lions in residential areas in Colorado, United States have been captured on doorbell cameras. In Georgetown, the Twitter account of Mayor Parker, the Snow Dog, shared footage of the incidents. A trio of mountain lions roaming the streets at night was captured on various doorbell cameras, highlighting the presence of these majestic creatures in their community. Situated in Clear Creek County, Georgetown is an elevation of 8,501 feet and a population of approximately 1,100 residents. In another incident, a group of 5 mountain lions was captured on a Ring camera as they roamed a Colorado neighborhood late at night. The video captures the sleek movements and glowing eyes of the mountain lions near a residence. Lastly, in November 2021, a Ring doorbell video from Fort Collins captured a scene of a mountain lion approaching a resident's porch under the cover of darkness. This demonstrates that these powerful animals can confidently navigate urban environments and move along residents' doorsteps without any fear.
A girl named Lizzie Jane was singing for a TikTok video one Saturday when something very strange happened. Check it out.
Oh my god!
As you saw, suddenly a leg comes through the ceiling and the girl is quite shocked. Later it turned out to be her mother's leg. Hopefully it ended well.
As you might know, cats can be incredibly fast, but how can you make these friendly cats fly? If we're to believe this next video, a doorbell camera captured a moment where we see a running cat turn into a firefly that flies away. Unfortunately, there were no other people around who could witness what exactly happened. One moment you see a cat hanging around the porch late at night, and suddenly it turns into a firefly and flies away. Another cat present nearby also seemed confused. What did the doorbell camera capture? Was it a spirit of a cat, a shapeshifter, or something else? Let me know in the comments. Men in black are men in black suits, and according to conspiracy theories, are government agents harassing people who claim to have seen UFOs. Some even suggest that they are aliens dressed up as normal people. In 2018, a video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Apex TV, in which we see a man walking into a law firm somewhere in Alaska. On the security camera, we see a woman named Nicole sitting behind her desk. The man seemed to ask her a question on which she grabbed something from the drawer, probably to protect herself. However, the man remains calm, and he gives the woman an instruction, after which she grabs a camera from a bag. Eventually, they both walk outside, and here the story starts to get very strange. According to Nicole, she was taken to a room and put to sleep, while the man was communicating with telepathy with something or someone. It turned out that Nicole had visited a cave the weekend before, and had probably recorded something on the camera that needed to be erased. Furthermore, Nicole discussed more creepy things in an interview with Apex TV. I don't know if this event is really true, but the fact is that it's not the first time the men in black have been captured on camera. What seemed like a quiet neighborhood and a peaceful evening was quickly disrupted by a disturbing figure wearing a doll mask. This video was captured on the homeowner's doorbell camera. There isn't much known about the video, but the fact that the figure emerges from the darkness is unsettling. What makes it even creepier is that it appears to be a young girl with a large broken doll head, eerily close to the doorbell camera. With measured steps, the girl reached the threshold and knocked on the door. She stood there eerily still for a few moments before looking into the doorbell cameras. Normally, you only see this kind of creepy moment in the horror movies. The broken doll head takes on a sinister appearance, intensifying the horror of the movement. What would your reaction be? Let me know in the comments. Unfortunately, little is known about this next video, but it's suggested that it came from the dark web. In the video, we see a patient having a conversation with a doll sitting on the bed. But this isn't even the scariest part. In fact, at one point, the doll moves, and it would even talk back. Could this doll be possessed? What do you think? This YouTube channel belongs to a man named Frank, and he usually explores creepy old caves and abandoned mines in the United States. His YouTube channel has nothing to do with the paranormal, yet he has had a supernatural experience. When he was exploring the Horton mine in Nevada, he says the atmosphere in the cave was a bit grim. At one point, when he looks further into the tunnel, he suddenly sees a large chain swinging back and forth. The chain would weigh about 45 pounds or 20 kilograms, so it couldn't have been the wind. When he saw this happen, he soon called it quits. When he returned to the cave a year later, he experiences another scary thing.
What the fuck is that?
This sound or voice was later identified by the YouTube comments as a woman with a French accent, who appears to be warning the man. A group of friends gathered at a friend's house for a dance rehearsal in preparation for an upcoming performance. They decided to document their progress and record a group dance routine. However, just a few hours later, something strange happened while they were playing a game in the room, and their friends were startled. It began with a loud banging sound, followed by the sudden opening of a closet door. This unexplained event caused everyone in the room to panic and flee. Strangely, the girls recognized the sound and realized it was the same crystal cube that had fallen earlier. This was particularly confusing because the cube had been securely placed on a shelf and had never fallen before. The significant distance from the shelf to where it landed on the floor suggested that it had been thrown by someone or something. The strangeness didn't stop there. As the friends tried to make sense of what just happened, a ceiling light began to sway on its own. Unexpectedly, a door on a nearby shelf popped open.
This video comes from a TV program in which they talk in Arabic about demonic possessions. The video was uploaded to YouTube in 2010. They have a phone conversation with a woman in the middle of which something bizarre happens. Suddenly, the woman seems to be possessed by something, and she can't talk anymore. At a certain point, she seems to be able to talk a little and speaks a few sentences. She tells that she's cursed by someone very powerful. The TV host tries to get the info out of her, but after that, she seems to be taken over by a ghost or demon, and she starts laughing very creepy.
Yes, we belong.
After a while, the TV host thinks it's better to stop talking to the woman and hangs up the phone. What happened to the woman after is unclear. It's also difficult to say whether this video is real or fake. What do you think?
This doorbell camera revealed what seemed like a routine departure of a person leaving the premises, when suddenly a strange figure emerged. Initially mistaken for an abandoned package, attention was quickly drawn to the lower left corner of the screen, revealing a creeping intruder. Some people believe it might have been a wasp or hornet slowly moving across the lens. What initially appeared to be an innocent bird gradually transformed into a shape reminiscent of a creeping spirit. Its movements were unsettling, contradicting the usual behavioral patterns of insects. As the seconds ticked away, the figure eventually disappeared from the view of the doorbell camera. Was this merely a trick of the light, or did it herald a more ominous presence lurking in the darkness, such as a malevolent spirit? What do you think?
Imagine you're sitting at home, quietly watching television, and suddenly you hear a noise. You walk up to the front door and see through the glass an eerie figure staring at you, and then walking away. However, the person was brave enough to open the door to see what it was, but he saw no one. What was this? Personally, I would have never opened the door.
On June 29, 2007, two people ventured into a chapel deep in the woods where supernatural entities were rumored to reside. Despite the creepy legends surrounding the place, they fearlessly entered a side door, unaware of the piano playing ghost. As they explored the chapel, they came across mysterious inscriptions carved into the walls. The inscriptions resembled prayers or divine invocations, and the atmosphere in the chapel became noticeably colder, as if they were surrounded by an otherworldly presence. A distinct and chilling cold spot seemed to linger in the air. Suddenly, they heard ghostly melodies, and if you looked closely, you could see a ghostly figure sitting behind the piano, scaring the boys out of their wits. Overwhelmed with fear, the boys instinctively fled the building. The flickering candlelight revealed the silhouette of a figure, whose fingers danced over the keys, echoing through the abandoned chapel. The boys thought they were alone, so the idea that something or someone was present in the deserted chapel playing the piano sent shivers down their spines. In an incident captured on a doorbell camera in 2023, an unsuspecting father was confronted by a snake as he entered his front door. It was shared on TikTok, and people in the comments believe it was a rattlesnake. Rattlesnakes can be dangerous due to their venomous bite, which can cause serious injuries or even death if untreated. We see the man unlocking the door only to be greeted by a rattlesnake perched atop the door frame. The video posted by the man's son, Stevie Haven, quickly gained attention on social media, amassing over 34 million views. In another incident on March 27, 2018, residents of Spring, Allison Keller and her husband, had a similarly frightening encounter, captured by their doorbell camera. They were awakened at night by a notification on their phone about activity at their front door. Upon checking the live feed on their doorbell camera app, they were then confronted with the sight of a large snake coiling around the door. The snake in this case was also a rattlesnake, and it appeared to explore the doorknob, lock, and door frame before eventually departing. In yet another snake incident in July of 2023, something remarkable occurred in Advance, North Carolina. This homeowner also encountered a snake that was captured on their Ring doorbell. Snakes are a common sight in the region, as there are approximately 38 different species, 6 of which are venomous. With rising temperatures during the summer months, these cold-blooded creatures actively seek food, shelter, and potential mates, increasing the likelihood of human encounters. This video footage reveals the snake slithering onto the porch, maneuvering around the railing, and gracefully gliding across the front of the property. This video was posted to the Reddit forum by the user Spiders Are Disgusting somewhere in December 2019. According to the user, this video was filmed in Norway by a friend of his brother's. If we look at the footage, you can see a figure coming from under the trampoline at the bottom left. According to the guy, he still doesn't know who or what this could have been. Many people in the comments compared the figure with the scary girl from the 2002 movie, The Ring. Others think that it might have been a homeless person taking a nap under the trampoline. But the fact that the figure seems to be wearing some kind of white dress makes it very creepy. Others thought that it might have been a ghost. Unfortunately, the video is only very short, but what do you think it was? Let me know in the comments.
You know what they say about some children and their ability to see ghosts? At one point, when a mother and her daughter were home alone, the mother filmed her daughter walking in her direction. However, when she looked back at the video, she realized the girl was not alone. The mother asked who she was playing with and noticed a shadowy figure walking to the other side of the room. This video is a collaboration between two YouTubers from Estonia. In this video, you can see what's happening from two different angles. The guys explored an abandoned building that served as a sauna until 1995. On the second floor, they find all kinds of equipment. When they get to the second floor, things start to get a little scary. At the end of the hallway, there's a door with the word ghosts on it. At first, they don't manage to enter the door, and in fact, it looks like someone's holding the door. Eventually, they kick in the door, and it turns out that there was a metal pole holding it back. As they walk in, they see a cloth hanging covering one of the rooms in the back. One of the boys decides to walk towards it, to which the other warns him that maybe he shouldn't do it. The boy doesn't listen and decides to take a look anyway, and then this happens. The boys run away with apparently something or someone running after them. After arriving back downstairs via the stairs, they run outside only to take off with their car. In November 2023, a night shift janitor working at a haunted school had a terrifying encounter with a ghost that left him utterly frightened. Compelled to share his paranormal experiences, he decided to document them. While performing his duties, he experienced something unsettling as he walked down the hallway and explained that the school bus was built on a burial ground. Theories suggest that buildings constructed on sacred burial sites can disturb spirits, leading to increased paranormal activity. Previous janitors who worked at the school had tried to warn him about the strange occurrences that happened every night. On that fateful night, the janitor was tasked with cleaning up after the student party. While tidying up a classroom, he had a creepy encounter with a balloon that inexplicably followed him, leaving him visibly shaken. As he walked back, he suddenly noticed a creepy shadow figure lurking in the distance. Was this a manifestation of multiple spirits trying to warn him or leave? Or was it just a mischievous ghost playing tricks?
In 2009, a news crew visited the Neverland estate of which Michael Jackson was the owner. They got an invitation from Michael's brother to do a live interview in the huge mansion. The people from the TV crew were given a tour, and when they came near the bedroom area, you can see a shadowy figure walking down the hallway. When this was posted on the internet, a lot of theories went around. Some people said this was Michael's ghost, while others believed it was a shadow of a person walking by, even though there was no one to be seen in the hallway. This happened on live television, so I don't think it's possible to edit the footage live, which makes it pretty creepy.
In a quiet suburban neighborhood sits a house equipped with a doorbell camera that captured something unsettling. This moment sent shivers down the spines of the house's residents. The doorbell camera captured a translucent figure, something that seems to fall outside of the realm of the ordinary world. As night fell and the neighborhood slept, it materialized in the dim glow of the porch light, initially appearing as nothing more than a glowing orb. Dancing at the edge of the camera's view, it seemed to morph into the unmistakable silhouette of a woman. Clad in what appeared to be a dress from the 1950s, the ghostly figure loomed into full view. With each hesitant step, the spectral figure moved with an air of bewilderment as the doorbell camera documented the unfolding spectacle.
This next TikTok user from the city of Weslaco in Texas, USA, decided to share a video of what scared him very much. He captured this event with the security cameras in his backyard in the middle of the night. You can see a shed, but if you look closely, a small, inexplicable white figure walks behind the fence. A second TikTok video he uploaded shows the abandoned house, looking just as creepy in the daylight. What do you think walked by there? Could it have been a ghost?
Have you ever seen something scary on your doorbell camera? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.